Hello everyone, I'm in my plant room. If you're wondering, I wanted a pretty background for today's video. But today I'm going to be talking about my first trimester pregnancy symptoms. And I'm also going to compare them with my two other pregnancies. So this is my third pregnancy. My firstborn is a boy and my secondborn is a girl, Maya and Mateo. And yeah, it's safe to say that every single first trimester experience was very, very different. So I'll start off talking about this pregnancy and then I'll compare it to the other two. But yeah, I just found it really, really interesting how you'd think that your body has been through it before, so it would kind of have the same symptoms. But that's definitely not the case. And also with it being like boy or girl, I am going to share what the gender of this baby is in like a future video, but it didn't really make much of a difference what gender it was with Maya or Mateo. If anything, it was like the opposite of what they say online. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. So my first trimester with this baby, I found out that I was pregnant incredibly early, but I'm talking like I was only 3 to 4 weeks pregnant. That's the earliest that I've ever found out. With my firstborn, Mateo, I was in denial because we had been trying for so long, like over a year, to get pregnant, and I had to take medication to ovulate because I wasn't ovulating naturally. I was in denial, like I had so many symptoms, but I was in denial. I didn't want to believe that I was pregnant because I didn't want to get my hopes up because I'd done it so many times before. So yeah, I think I was already like 6 or 7 weeks pregnant with Mateo when I took my first pregnancy test. And my first symptoms with Mateo was back pain, like lower back pain. I had a lot of lower back pain and definitely just feeling very, very tired. I said I was going to start with my third and I've gone straight to my first. Maya, my second, I only really found out that I was pregnant with her when I was around about 9 or 10 weeks pregnant because I was still breastfeeding Mateo. Mateo was only 5 months old. So yeah, I got pregnant very, very quickly after Mateo. Still breastfeeding. I was actually weaning off as well. I also had some issues with my thyroid. I still actually have to take medication for that today. For the rest of my life, I'm going to have to take medication for it because I had a very, very underactive thyroid. Like it was dangerously low to the point where I was incredibly tired. I had no energy whatsoever. My hormones were all over the place. I was just like down and depressed all of the time, and that was because of my underactive thyroid. So yeah, I didn't expect to get pregnant at all. So yeah, I found out a little later, and the only symptom that I had then, I started feeling like a little bit nauseous and started having like food aversions, which when I was breastfeeding, I had that anyway. Like your body is very sensitive anyway. It was, I don't know, it was more of like a feeling, like something just felt off. But I didn't have a lot of symptoms there, whereas with my pregnancy now, I had them very, very early because I found out when I was like 3-4 weeks pregnant. I had to wait like a couple of weeks for my first scan, and even then she was like, you're only just 6 weeks pregnant. So yeah, I found out very, very early. I took 2 tests, you guys. If you haven't seen that video, that was my first upload on this channel, but I shared how I found out I was pregnant. But yeah, I took 2 tests and then a digital test, so it took like over the course of 3 days, like 3 tests. And my first symptoms were very, very weird. So my first symptoms was that I was actually leaking colostrum from my boobs. Could squeeze my nipples and colostrum would come out of there. And that was like the first sign that I was like, oh, okay, that is not something your body is going to do if you are not pregnant. And it's very weird because now I don't leak colostrum and I can't, even if I squeeze my nipple, nothing comes out. So I don't know what that is. I don't know what that was, but that was my very first symptom. My second symptom, which was around about the same time as well, but that was definitely the first, was but like really, really bad nausea, specifically with smells. Like I could not go to the grocery store. I could not even look at food. Like the nausea was so incredibly bad. Anything that was food related, even just thinking about food, I just felt nauseous straight away. And I knew then I'm not someone who feels nauseous. Even if I have a tummy bug, like I will not get nauseous very, very quickly. It just won't happen. So there was that. And then my next symptom was definitely just like feeling tired. And I think that's also just like the rush of everything, like taking the tests and then going for the scan and then, like processing everything and going through everything in your mind is just a lot to think about, obviously. So I think it was just that. And then obviously the fatigue really sits in around about like between the 6 to 8 weeks. And literally 2 days after I had my first scan, when she told me and like confirmed, yeah, you're like just 6 weeks pregnant, because I had to go back in like 2 weeks for the 8-week scan. That week, the morning sickness, like the vomiting and the fatigue really, really set in. And like it was bad. Like for 3 weeks, I was flat. I could not do anything. And when you've got 2 other kids, that's pretty impossible to do. So that was really, really hard. But with my other 2, like with Mateo, I was also very, very sick with Mateo. And that was also around between the 6 to 8 week mark that, it really sits in. With Mateo, I actually only, the nausea and the fatigue only hit me when I found out I was pregnant, like when I took the pregnancy test. And I know that a lot of that is like the placebo effect, it's just in your mind, but you can't like stop it. Once it's there, it's there. And as soon as it hit me that I was pregnant, then the nausea and the fatigue and all of that started. But the lower back pain with Mateo was definitely my first symptom. And with my daughter, the nausea, I was a little bit nauseous, but I think it was probably only for about 2 weeks. And I was not really vomiting. Like I think I only got sick like maybe a couple of times, but not a lot at all. Like it really wasn't a lot. So what they say about girls, like if you're more nauseous or you get sick more, that was not the case with my daughter. Like I hardly got sick with her. I found out super late because I hardly had any symptoms. But it's only really like after you find out that you're pregnant and that it's like confirmed that your body almost like starts accepting all of these symptoms and you're like, okay, I'm pregnant. And then your body can kind of like relax and let it do what it naturally needs to do to grow a human being. And then everything starts coming and all the symptoms start coming. And then you notice this and you notice that. And I do believe that a lot of it is in your head. Like the worst thing you can do is go onto Google and search pregnancy symptoms. Like don't do it. Just please don't do it. Rather watch videos like this or listen to other moms that have had the experience than going onto Google, because Google will give you a mile-long list and it will just scare you and freak you out and you'll start imagining these symptoms. I did that with my firstborn when we were trying to get pregnant and I wasn't getting pregnant. I was literally giving myself symptoms because I kept on Googling symptoms. So the mind is a very, very strong thing. Don't Google, just listen to other mothers. Every mother is different. Every pregnancy is different. So just because I have these symptoms doesn't mean that you will have these symptoms. If you're watching this, you're probably newly pregnant or you're waiting to find out if you're pregnant or you want to get pregnant. Just don't be disheartened if like I have symptoms that you don't have. Like everyone is different and every pregnancy is different. This is my 3rd pregnancy and it's definitely proven that every single pregnancy is different, because for me, I am in my 2nd trimester now. I'm 21 weeks pregnant and I am still nauseous. I still struggle with nausea. If I do not eat on time, I need to throw up. If I have any, it usually is linked with not eating on time. Like I really do have to eat on a regular basis, even if it's like something small, but I do need to do that. Otherwise, certain smells or even just looking at food will make me nauseous and I will have to get sick. It has been a while now. It probably has been over about a week since I've had to get sick, like physically get sick, but the nausea is still there. I still deal with it every single day. I suppose it just gets easier, but it definitely did not go away after the first trimester for me. Whereas with my daughter and with my son, it did. Like with my son, I had it really, really bad, like really bad for probably about 2 weeks. And then round about the 11-week mark, my nausea completely disappeared. With my daughter, I honestly don't even remember being that nauseous with my daughter. I really, really don't. She's turning 3 in September, so it's not like that was that long ago. But yeah, I wasn't really super sick with my daughter. I did struggle in my 3rd trimester with my daughter, but I think that's just mainly due to my body not being ready to carry another human being so soon after, my firstborn. I had a lot of pain, I'll put it that way. But yeah, my first trimesters were just so different. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, oh yeah, that and that and that happened. It blows my mind how every single one has been so different. Sorry about that. There's a truck passing by and it's very, very loud. It blows my mind. It really, really does. First trimester was I feel like you were always going to say this, but now the first trimester of my 3rd was definitely my most difficult if I have to compare it to my other 2, just because you also know what's happening. It's also, you also have 2 other kids to take care of. Work, I also am a lot busier than I was before, which is, normal with 2 kids. And not only work, but I also am self-employed on the side. So I also do this. I do YouTube with my main channel and like social media and all that. So that also takes up a lot of time. So I've definitely had to take a step back from certain things and just listen to my body. That's literally the best advice that I can give you, is just listen to your body. If you have one of those days where you literally just have to lie on the couch all day, don't feel bad. Like, your body is doing an amazing thing. It is a miracle. It's like, it blows my mind every single day thinking I'm now for 9 months, I'm struggling, tired, nausea, all of that stuff. And then you have to labor and push out a baby, and then you have to feed them, and it's amazing what our bodies can do, and we grow an entire human being in our bodies. So don't be hard on yourself, and do not feel bad or guilty if you need to rest and take a step back, because I still struggle with that today. Like, it's just mom guilt, it's just a part of it. I have to say this to myself every single day as well, and I'm saying it to you guys now. But don't be hard on yourself. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel bad. I'm constantly like wrestling with the fact like, oh, how long am I going to be able to work? And I don't want to let my colleagues down. And I'm like constantly every single day, but I keep on having to remind myself, like, you can only do what you can do. Like, your body can only go so far. And like this last 2 weeks, I've been really struggling with back pain, and then you start to think like, oh no, how long am I going to be able to work if this carries on? And just don't feel bad, okay? Just don't feel bad. So I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comments about your pregnancy first trimester symptoms. I love hearing about all the different symptoms and how your body reacted. And yeah, I for me, definitely, I would say the nausea and that weird, like, nipple thing, very, very weird. Like, did not see that coming, and now it's just like gone. I definitely have a lot of like the basic symptoms, which I've not really covered, I guess, is just like the back pain, the round ligament pain, the hips and all of that. It's only really in the last like week and a half that I can really feel baby moving a lot, and it's pretty like consistent, which does make all of that suffering that you did in the beginning, it makes it all worth it. I mean, it is. It's all worth it. It is all worth it. Yeah, the first trimester was definitely very, very hard, and I would say that it's definitely the worst part of pregnancy, 100%. Third trimester is also hard, especially around about the end. But I would still take that over the nausea and the vomiting and the fatigue. The first trimester fatigue is brutal, absolutely brutal. It's nothing. The fatigue has also not really gone away. They say that you get a burst of energy in your second trimester. I did not get that. And maybe that is just because this is my third. It could also be that, you know, like I said, everyone has a different experience, but definitely not been the case with me. I'm still very, very tired. I still, when I'm home a whole day, I will guaranteed have like a small nap. Otherwise I cannot make it till the end of the day. But yeah, I could carry on babbling, but I'll make like, at the end of my second trimester, I'll make like a second trimester symptom and all of that, because second trimester has definitely been a little bit more difficult than my other two. Definitely. But again, this is my third rodeo, so that can also have to do with it. But like I said, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear about your experiences if you're pregnant or trying to get pregnant or any of that, or you've just taken your first pregnancy test and all of that. I want to join you on your journey with your trying to have a baby or pregnancy or all of that good stuff. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe along for more. I'm going to be posting one video a week on this channel where we can just sit and chat, and I share my experience pregnancy wise and all of that. I'm not sure what my next video is going to be. I have made a list of videos that I want to make before I have this baby. Thank you so much to everyone who's already joined me for this journey. Say hi in the comments. I would love to get to know you. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.